Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest. We survived the storm from last night. And today, we're going to be talking about Glaciella, my thoughts on her, and how I personally have been utilizing her. Now, I initially thought that Glaciella was going to be a very straightforward unit, and that she was really going to enter my team and just change everything. And that's actually not what it's been so far. And I think there's a combination of reasons. She's a very powerful unit, and I think I am just a little bit away from maxing out her capability to be amazing. And let me talk about my experience with her. She's fully maxed. I have all of her relevant abilities maxed, right? So I left like Suiton locked, I left Surge Strike, Shadow Bind, Decider of Fate, Poison Barb, Purification. I'm not running her Sub Ninja, I'm not running her Sub Monk right now. I'm pretty much exclusively running her Sub Valkyrie, and I'm running her currently with an Aim Ice Lance +5. I also have a critical hit Drakeshorn that I've experimented with her. However, what I've found actually is that with Glaciella, you really need the attack, and I'm actually going to be building a Ice Lance Assault +5 just for Glaciella. Even though the difference in attack is pretty minuscule between an Aim Ice Lance and an Assault Ice Lance, I've found that Glaciella really needs that attack to be just right. And what do I mean by that? Well, Glaciella as a unit, right? She's a very powerful, durable, capable unit, and she has a lot of flexibility. However, depending on how you use her, she either dies too fast or doesn't kill fast enough. So let's look at her abilities, and I will talk about why. In her primary kit, she has an ability called Leap Strike, and this ability is, in my opinion, my favorite ability about her. However, this ability will get you killed more than any other ability. This is very similar to Warrior of Light's Swift Strike or Dash, whatever it was called, where he dashes across the arena and hits the opponent. For anyone that played Warrior of Light in Guild Battle when he first came out, that was one of the quickest ways to kill an enemy Warrior of Light, is when he did not have that ability turned off. He would dash across the room, and then he would get ganged up on by the 3 opponents. Glaciella is very similar. However, I think there's an exception with Glaciella, and this is specifically in regards to the amount of attack that she has. As I was saying, there's really 2 ways to build her. You can build her as like a single shot, one-shot murder machine, or you can build her as more survivable. And if you're turning her into a one-shot machine, you need to have as much attack as possible on her so that Leap Strike is guaranteed to kill your opponent. You could also turn Leap Strike off. However, I genuinely believe, after having used her in Arena and experimented with her a lot so far, that Leap Strike is probably her most powerful ability. Now, let's talk about the Titan card as well in regards to this, because the Titan card also plays a very important piece to this puzzle, because it gives Glaciella an additional 30% attack when it's fully maxed out. This is huge for Glaciella. This Titan buff, along with having a small attack buff from like an Ice Lance, an Assault Ice Lance, is going to make the difference between killing your opponents and not killing your opponents. I spent about an hour and a half on stream the other night doing Arena with Glaciella, and I went through a whole bunch of Arena refreshes. I was on stream, and the problem that I kept running into with Glaciella is that she would use Leap Strike, and I was so close to being successful with it, but it either wouldn't fully kill my opponent, or it would leave my opponent with just a sliver of health to kind of come back from, right? And it actually targeted Ayaka a lot of the times. And surprisingly, Ayaka survived with just that much HP, most likely because of the lack of a type difference, right? We're very used to seeing Ayaka die immediately to a Dragon Dive from Victoria, and Leap Strike is just a little bit weaker because you do have that type disadvantage. So having the most attack on her as possible to benefit Leap Strike is probably the best way to go if you're going in a Brawler Assault build. Now, that is not the only build for Glaciella, and we did experiment with a lot of other builds, and we did experiment with turning Leap Strike off. Let's talk about Javelin Claw as well. You can turn on Leap Strike and turn on Javelin Claw, but the problem with Javelin Claw is that it's essentially an AP drain. It's not going to kill your opponent. It's just it's like a filler attack, right? You would much rather have your Glaciella buffing than popping this ability. This ability is really good in PvE. It'll be really good when maybe you're doing like direct counters to units and you want her to move forward and pop it. But honestly, this attack is going to hold her back significantly. It's like when you have Shuriken enabled on a unit and they run forward and they just Shuriken instead of maybe buffing and getting ready to roll out another attack. The enemy is just going to get healed and it's going to be kind of just mitigated in that way. Now, Surefire Burst has actually been really great. The problem I've seen with Surefire Burst, though, is that my Glaciella doesn't seem to want to use it at the right time. And I haven't figured out how to get her to use it. And it almost feels like she prioritizes something else like Cross Impact or potentially even Triple Piercer over Surefire Burst, even when I'm going up against evasion compositions. And I don't know if this is a quirk because I'm running an AIM Ice Lance, so maybe the threshold for AI decision making on when it's going to use a Surefire Burst attack is a little bit different for me. However, I can say with confidence I've never seen her use a Surefire Burst to either kill a Stern or a Ruin Stern or a Venera or even a Shadow Lynx. So it's actually been Surefire Burst, I would say, has been pretty disappointing for me. And I have a feeling that I perhaps just haven't mastered what way to use Glaciella and what abilities to have turned on and off, because I can't really make her do what I want her to do right now. It's either she's going to be backline or she's going to be brawler. It seems like her role is not yet defined until the update comes out next week to Dragoons. And for those of you who don't know what the Dragoon update is, the Dragoon update is going to guarantee that if you're running other units with Dragoon, they are going to guarantee land their jumps now. They're not just going to jump and hit air. It almost feels like she's designed to fit into that composition of the Dragoons that can land their jumps. And I have a feeling we're going to see Glaciella emerge just a little bit more when she's at that level, or when the other Dragoons and when her paired units are at that level. For right now, though, I would say she's still in the experimental stages. I'm still having some trouble figuring out where to place her. We actually put HP up 1 on her when we were testing her in Arena because we wanted to try out her brawler skill. Because another thing we found is that if you put Shadowrunner on her, she has a lot of agility. So not only will she run really far ahead, she's going to leap strike, and your Ayaka or your Warrior of Light or whatever unit you have paired with her is going to be like back at the beginning, like, hi Glaciella, and they can't even reach, like they won't even reach her to heal her, right? And it was to the point where I was even putting Mons TMR on her, and that wasn't helping the situation. So there's a lot of interesting things with Glaciella that I haven't fully mastered yet, but I think are going to be really interesting going forward. Now, I have heard that in guild battle, she is extremely powerful because of how the map is laid out right now. I can tell you from my experience in Arena, though, that I haven't had the same experience, and I'm still kind of building her. Now, am I saying Glaciella is a terrible unit? I'm not saying that. This is not, if I was probably 3 months ago, right, when I did my Killfay review, and I was like, yeah, Killfay sucked, right? But that was really before I got into the unit and understood the unit for a couple weeks. I feel like we're at that point with Glaciella right now, where Glaciella is a unit that, you know, she's really good. She does the job that she does, but we haven't really figured out how to master her yet. and we really haven't figured, you know, the right, like, nobody has the Titan card maxed. I don't even have the Titan card maxed yet. So I can't tell you what she's like with the Titan card maxed, or even like a maxed Resonance max level Titan. That's what we're working on. And I could see her being really good with that. But even then, I'm not sure, right? It's something we're going to be experimenting with. And for Glaciella, I have a feeling we're going to be coming back to her and having many discussions, particularly when we see Kane emerge, particularly with the Dragoon AI update next week. That's probably the thing I'm most excited about. And for right now, I am stoked to use Glaciella, and she's a unit I've been waiting for a long time. I just think I wasn't prepared for how attack hungry she was, right? And I recognize that for a lot of people using Glaciella, if you are competing in lower level guild battles or lower level arenas, she's probably wrecking for you, and that's probably a really good experience. However, keep in mind, when we were experimenting with her, we were in top 500 arena, and we were constantly running into these walls and counters with her. So look forward to that arena video when it comes out in a few days, because it's going to be really telling on my experience with Glaciella and how I've kind of been utilizing her and adjusting her with different compositions. And I definitely hope down in the comments section down below, you guys will let me know what you found has worked with Glaciella, because she's going to be a unit we're going to be talking about for a while. And she's very similar to Kilfei in the regards that she's a little bit of a complex and fun unit as well. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. As always, if you are planning on purchasing Visior, please do use my Amazon coin affiliate link, dig.gs/coins. And if you are feeling like you want to talk to me or private message me or come join our community, dig.gs/discord is a great place to come and chill and hang out. We have a really nice community, and we are always looking for people to come and join us. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a great rest of your day.